Did anybody notice a few days ago how, if you went on one of these websites, these financial websites, to look for quotations, you know how they have all the bullshit news, the headlines. Did you notice the typical, and they have this like every 2 or 3 weeks, they'll have some pinhead trying to pitch his game, right? David Einhorn, Bill Ackman, Kyle Bass, Jim Chanos, right? David Tepper, and all these numbskulls. By now you kind of see what the media does with these guys, right? It's pretty obvious. Well, did you notice the most recent one, the most recent scam, the most recent media pitch, the most recent media operation to manipulate a security? And they do this with their little fun buddies. Steve Eisman shorts Tesla. Did you notice that? Plastered all over. And you've seen this by now, right? You see the repeating pattern. You see how the media operates. They'll get one of these stories and one of these guys, and they'll plaster the living shit out of this headline all over every single financial media site, even sites that don't focus on financial media but are in the network, like ABC, so on and so forth. And they do this because they try and manipulate the stock. And they're trying to also, they work together. It's kind of like when they interview these numbskulls, these broken clock charlatans, right, that are always wrong. And you say, well, gosh, they're always wrong. Why do they keep interviewing them? Well, because, guys like Peter Schiff that talk about the dollar collapsing to zero and you got to be in foreign currencies, that obviously boosts the ad spots that these media companies have reserved for Forex companies, right? You got it? So the media will boost these guys. They'll work with the tribesmen. And you'll notice every single one of these people, by the way, that's always spooking their short positions or this or that. Well, folks, they're all that's a fact. Take a look. The reason why they partner up with their buddies is because, think about it, if you got all the media guys involved, and all these guys are connected, you have to understand that. There's a lot of insider trading going on. You don't think these media guys are involved in insider trading? If you don't think so by now, then you need to open your eyes and smell the coffee. Read the writing on the wall, right? They have their buddies, their family members, their friends who they tip off. So, and we're talking about this whole pitch going through PR agencies. Think about it. How is it possible that one pitch hits every single financial news company and it's plastered for days? Isn't there something going on there? Well, I wanted to show you in specific this image. So let's go now and take a look at what I'm talking about. This is from Yahoo Finance a couple of days ago. This was not manipulated. This was the exact headlines. So you can see they have 5 headlines within an eye's view, a screen view, of Eisman shorting Tesla. Think about this. What the hell's going on, right? And of course you get a link to each of these different sites, Financial Times, Investopedia, Bloomberg, another one on Bloomberg. Does anybody know who Steve Eisman is? Well, I didn't really know myself because I don't pay attention to the media. But apparently he's this guy that was featured in Michael Lewis's bullshit book, bullshit movie, inaccurate. As I pointed out, Michael Lewis was hyped up because he was going to represent the narrative, the historical narrative. His propaganda will serve later on when everyone forgets the real details. It will serve as a historical piece, and it will serve as an inaccurate historical piece. He was rewarded by his friends. That's why all his shit is promoted. Well, it turns out that Eisman, okay, he's one guy that shorted the subprimes. I've talked about that before. Not a big deal at all. Eisman has been credited as one of the few people who predicted the financial crisis because he shorted the subprimes, which, of course, as I've mentioned in some recent audios, anybody could have made a bet. Doesn't mean you predicted the financial crisis, right? You understand? There's a big difference between making a bet and writing a detailed PhD-like thesis, which is what I did. There's a huge difference. And in fact, as I've mentioned several times in the past, of course, the subprimes were basically junk bonds. They were sub-investment grade. The individuals who received mortgages had bad credit. And so if you want to bet against a weakened economy, an economy that perhaps might experience an economic contraction, well, it's a no-brainer that you want to bet against low credit rated debt, because the low credit rated debt is going to suffer a spike in defaults during a weak economy, right? This is common sense. So betting against the subprimes is not a big deal. If you really knew what was going on, you'd take it a step further and you'd short Fannie and Freddie, which were the investment grade, the government-backed entities. Nobody in the world went so far as to even mention those entities, the GSEs as they're known, as a big risk, except for, of course, moi, 2 years before the financial crisis. If you look at all these stories, aside from the fact that Eisman is a clown and he has done shit since the financial crisis, aside from that, understand that the fund that he worked for shut down due to mass liquidations. Investors wanted their money back because the fund was shown to have engaged in massive insider trading. They don't point that out. They don't remind people of that, which is suspect, very suspect. The next point is that his performance sucks. But the most important point here, folks, aside from the fact that he doesn't really have any credibility at all, but notice how the media is painting out this fictional Disneyland Hollywood portrayal. Oh, the guy from The Big Short, the big superstar, the guy that did this, the guy that did this, and they write a little piece about how great he is, right? And then they want to convince the suckers, wow, he's shorting Tesla. Maybe it's going to blow up. He's a genius, right? Well, aside from everything else I pointed out, here's the main issue. The point is this, folks. Subconsciously, you're already thinking that he thinks Tesla is going to collapse, right? That's the picture that's been painted, right? They talk about him betting on the subprimes. It blew up. He's betting on Tesla. They don't tell you what he intends to do with that short position. Is it a short-term trade? Does he want a 10% gain, 15%, 20%? You assume, as everybody else would, subconsciously, it's normal, human nature to assume, because they're not telling you what exactly he intends to do, what's the downside he expects. Because they're not going into that, you assume it's lights out for Tesla. You understand? That's a huge issue. Right? So if they're not telling you exactly what he's looking for, it's complete deception. Anyway, so I wanted to point that out. That's the first thing. Hopefully you all understand the importance. I mean, folks, you think I have nothing to do with my time but to find this stuff and to write all this down? This is extraordinarily important. Why? Why am I going through and hammering the media and showing you examples of this stuff? Why? You know why? I'm going to spill the beans today. I've never spilt the beans. You know what the next level is, folks? The next level is exploiting the media's bullshit so you're one step ahead of them. Once you understand the deviant psychology that these morons use, at some point you can actually go into that strategy and use the media to make money. Now, I don't do that. I don't delve towards that, but I could if I wanted to. It's just something intellectually that I'm not interested in doing, to be honest with you, not for my own benefit anyway. But I am arming you guys. I'm giving you the arsenal gradually, this education, so you understand exactly what's going on, so that when you see a media story, you're going to know, just like that. You're going to know the whole fucking deal, and you're going to verify it. You're going to say, okay, this is what they're doing. The guy's a clown. I'm sure he's failed, this and that. They're not talking about it. Let's confirm it. And you go through, you're going to confirm everything, and you're going to see how they're manipulating the stock. That's the more advanced reason. Of course, the first and foremost is I want people to understand the media. With the media, unless you're really on top of things, and I mean really on top of things, you're going to lose money. The end. And of course, I bring all this up because it gives you a good perspective as to what's going on with the media and all this bullshit. You know, anybody makes a trade. Oh, wow, he's brilliant. Let's look at your full track record. So, you know, once again, folks, I'm the only person that really predicted the financial crisis. That's a fact.
And there you have it. there you have it. You're not going to get that breakdown or analysis anywhere else. I mean, it's not that difficult, to be honest. It's pretty basic, but around here, uh-uh, uh-uh. It's not going to happen. You see, if you didn't spot all this stuff on your own, you're the dumb money. You're the fucking dumb money. And let me tell you something. I can guarantee you, aside from the one-off, the 0.1% who, you're going to get 0.1% in anything. That's virtually impossible. That's the luck factor. Everybody on going to YouTube, listening to all these fucking con artists and frauds and idiots, you're not going to make any money. You're going to blow up, guaranteed. Write it down. You're going to do shitty. Now, you may do well in a raging bull market. Over time, you're going to be broke as fuck. Okay? If you want to make money in the investment world, the easiest way to do it is to con people like all these fake investment gurus. That's where they're making all their money. They're making their money selling you the idea that they know what they're talking about. And the fact is that they're frauds. Show me a single person on ScamTube that talks about investments that has a fucking clue what they're talking about. Now, I'm talking about namely people who are portraying themselves as, investment experts. Okay? Show me a single person. There's not a single person. That's fact. In fact, all these people, and it's just it's amazing because I don't even think anybody on YouTube who's come across me even realizes, even has a fucking clue that I'm so far above most of the tenured professionals out there. So how far do you think I am away from these people, these fucking idiots on YouTube? They're like children. They're like infants. You understand that? They're like infants, mentally impaired infants compared to me and my insight, my knowledge. If you don't understand that, then you haven't really seen what I've done. And once again, track record's there. And, the very first thing, look, you're going to listen to somebody. First thing you should do, if you're not a fucking idiot, that is to say, is you should find out exactly what qualifies them to be talking about something. How are they qualified? What's their credibility? Now, if you're talking about stupid shit, pop culture and all kinds of nonsense like that, okay. Politics, okay. But when you're talking about serious things, some very serious things, you better be qualified. You better have really good credentials. And when you're talking about the investment world, you better have rock solid, hardcore credentials and results. Results. Okay? You can't be some slumlord and decides to have a YouTube channel pitching 8 pillars of dog shit because he thinks he's qualified because he used to teach part-time high school kids about investments. Or another guy who keeps claiming, he brags about how I was a teacher of high school kids and investing contest. What the fuck is that? I mean, like, who would say that? Like, dude, you're not embarrassed? This is how low level these people are. Folks, let me explain something to you. Every single one of these fake investment gurus, they're so fucking clueless. And it's just sad that you guys don't even know. It's fucking disgusting and sad. And it's sad you think you're actually going to get, some people say, they ask me, oh, well, what about this? It's impossible for a credible, legitimate financial expert, investment analyst like myself to actually provide any substantial, relevant investment insight on a platform like YouTube. Do you know why? Because that's not how you get you. YouTube is it's the CNBC Jim Cramer model. It's just splattering out shit. Blah, 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 blah. This day, today, this, blah, 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 blah. So today you talk about this stock. Okay. And you decide to buy the stock because somebody talked about it. The next day, they're talking about other stocks. Meanwhile, you're holding this stock. It's not doing too well. You want to hear what's going on with the stock. And you don't get what's going on. They're not going to tell you what's going on. You understand. They don't follow the same stocks. They just blabber shit out. Okay? And let me just explain. All these people, and it's funny because only over the past few years, I'm assuming, because I know it wasn't this way several years ago, you got this trend of people, these fraudsters coming out. This is my discounted cash flow valuation method, and I'm going to show you, right? You didn't have that. So what is it about these people recently that decide to do this? Like, how come nobody from YouTube ever did it before? It's nothing new. The reason why is because it's a complete fucking scam. First and foremost, not a single person on YouTube knows how to use discounted cash flow valuation. That's fact. Okay? Nobody that I've seen. Okay? None of these fake investment gurus. Okay? And, one of the problems, by the way, I think, is this guy, this Damodaran guy, who, he makes it sound like, oh, yeah, I'm just doing. Folks, you can't value technology stocks using that method, first of all. Second of all, anytime it's used as just a small portion of the total valuation exercise. Okay? You have to do it. You have to create a financial model. Okay? But the most important thing is you can't use it for valuing technology stocks. It's impossible. Why do you think this fucking clown, Paul, is never investing in technology stocks? Oh, they're too overvalued. Hey, Paul, because you can't use discounted cash flow, you dummy, you dingbat. This is the same idiot, by the way. And I haven't even watched this guy's videos hardly at all. Any of these fake investment gurus, they're so much full of complete disinformation that I would be completely spending all of my time just correcting one of them on a daily basis. Paul, for example, is so stupid. He thinks, and I have a video on this. I don't think I've released it yet. He's making fun of Stockmo, which obviously Stockmo is a complete idiot. But this goes to show you, this proves actually that Stockmo, as much of an idiot and scam artist that he is, he actually knows more than Paul Gabriel. That's right. Can you believe that? You know why? I have evidence. Because Paul, and I'm going to teach all you fake investment fucking gurus, you dirty fucking rats, most of them are dirty rats, a little lesson here. And of course, write this down, because some of them are going to start to repeat this now. And why do you think Tom Nash coming out with his videos? Oh, if you never work again, buy NVIDIA, because he found out that I've been recommending NVIDIA every fucking year since 2009. And now it's not only the most important stock in the world, it might be the most important stock ever in terms of what's been happening to it, and it's going to be the most valuable stock. Okay? You see, this fucking fraud, he wants everyone to buy it when the market cap is already 2.6 trillion. Tom, where were you when it was market cap 10 billion when I was recommending it? You fucking fraud. All these frauds. Here's why Stockmo probably knows more about the stock market than Paul. Because Paul thinks that forward PE ratios don't matter. What? He thinks only the trailing 12-month PE ratio matters. I got the video. He's criticizing Stockmo for looking at the forward 12-month PE. What a fucking idiot. Only idiots look at the trailing 12-month PE ratio. The trailing 12-month P ratio is virtually insignificant. None of these fake investment gurus even know that. That's fucking basic. That's basic shit. If you don't know that, there's no way in hell you have a chance of valuing stocks. Okay? No way. Paul is defrauding people. Everything money, they're frauds. They are frauds. And they've got enough of a following, they can easily be taken down by the FTC. All it needs, you can just file complaints. They get enough complaints, they'll sue them. He's defrauding people with this bullshit, his complete fucking scammy ass bullshit. It's what it is. He's not qualified, has no experience to be charging money. He's steering people into the fucking poorhouse. I mean, just take a look at the videos. The evidence is there. He has no fucking clue what he's talking about. And his little pillars bullshit is basically discounted cash flow nonsense. Everybody who uses that shit on YouTube, you show me somebody who knows how to use it. You don't use it to value technology stocks. Okay? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's a fact. Now, this is why it's important to understand who you're listening to. Because if you come across somebody who's a big swinging fucking dick, like me, whatever I say, you better write it the fuck down as the gospel. I think I've earned that right. You understand? Take a look at my track record. You understand? If I say something, it's really fucking important. Okay? You got it? That's the way it works, kids. That's the way it fucking works. Okay? All these fake investment gurus on YouTube scamming people. And the problem is the YouTube audience, which is the dumbest fucking audience in the world. The largest platform of complete idiots. That's YouTube. Because it's the audience that creates the demand. They create the demand for the scammers. That's why all the scammers are on YouTube. It's a gravy train of scams. It's easy pickings because the audience, they want more. They want more. Okay? That's the fact. That's the reality. That's the sad reality.
If these numbers are accurate on Alibaba, and because of Munger, I believe they are accurate, I think Alibaba is a stock that I want to own for 5 to 10 years, at least.
And this massive pullback has to do a lot with...
Right? Remember that? He named all these value investors. And the thing is, these guys that he idolizes, obviously, I know a lot more than they do. Okay? Anybody who's calling Alibaba a value stock is a fucking idiot. Anybody who calls any technology stock, they say, well, I'm a value investor because I'm buying it below its intrinsic value. That's like a fraud. That shows you how stupid the person is. I don't care who the fuck they are. You cannot determine the intrinsic value of a high-tech stock. It's impossible, not with certainty. Why? How do you think he's determining the intrinsic value? Right? He's using valuation methods that are associated with traditional valuation. You know, from Benjamin Graham, his idol, one of his idols, right? You all understand this? You all understand what value investing is? It was created by, the mentality was created by individuals who lived decades ago. Okay, Benjamin Graham, Dodd, a few other people, right? It's a certain mentality of investing, and basically you're looking for companies that have, they're selling for a price lower than their intrinsic value, correct? Right. So what do? Well, obviously you have to determine what their intrinsic value is, right? Okay, how do you do that? There's several different ways to do that, right? But each of those methods, they have nothing to do with determining the value of intangible assets. Do you realize that most of the companies I'm not talking about even the NASDAQ, just the S&P 500 alone. Most of the companies in the S&P 500 have the majority of their revenue producing assets categorized as intangible assets. How do you value stocks that are generating the majority of their revenues by intangible assets? Why do you think Warren Buffett doesn't understand technology? Because Warren Buffett is a value investor. Value investing is restricted to value type companies that operate through dynamics that don't rely as much on intangible assets. Why? Because you can't determine with any measure of reliability cash flows of intangible assets. You understand? Nobody's ever mentioned that, have they? Think about it. It's not that difficult once I explain it. It might be a little difficult to come across if you don't really understand valuation. Okay? That's a fact. What I'm speaking is a fact. Okay? But Paul's so fucking stupid. And all these idiots, it's a value. I'm a value investor. This Sven Carlin, another fraudster con man who doesn't know diddly shit about the market. This fucking con man, he actually called Tesla a value investment about 2 years ago when it was towards the peak. He was calling it, and I have, folks, I'm telling you, how do I know? I saw him write it down. This fucker was hanging out, he probably still is, in Yahoo chat boards, stock chat boards. Okay? This guy, and you can probably find videos, he calls, Tesla's a value investment. No, it's not. It's impossible. See, they're misusing the term value investing. Value investing only applies to companies that have the majority of their revenues or cash flows are coming from tangible assets, like U.S. Steel, like Alcoa, right? Property, plant, and equipment. You understand? They do things that it's more predictable to determine an estimate for the cash flows. But how do you value companies that have all types of complex intellectual property? How do you do that? How? How do you do that? How do you do that with any type of reliability? Why do you think value investors don't invest in technology stocks? Now, any person who claims they're a value investor and they're investing in technologies is just a fraud. They're just a fucking idiot and a fraud. Okay? You all understand. What's happened is that some of these professional guys who call themselves value investors, they have basically redefined what value investing is. Why? Because value investing is pretty close to dead. Okay? It's pretty close to dead. It hasn't been doing too well for a long time. Ever since the turn of the century, it was not doing so well. Because why? Well, because that's when the tech boom began. Okay? So the typical value investments don't really perform that well. So what's happened? These guys have basically they've committed style drift. And they've masked that by claiming that they're a value investor. Show me how you're going to estimate accurately the value of a high-tech company. Can't do it. You can't do it. Okay? And that's fact. That's fact. And it seems like, I don't know, I've never heard anybody talk about this, but it is an absolute fact. Okay? You have to know it's not that difficult, but you see that this whole discounted cash flow bullshit, people are using it because it seems to make sense. I mean, all the idiots are fooled by. I remember one clown who actually, I didn't know how to value stocks, and I watched Everything Money, and I learned. I mean, what a fucking idiot. Okay, fucking idiots. There's so many idiots on YouTube talking about investments. They're so fucking clueless. And the thing is that the audience is so stupid. You people are so fucking stupid that you don't even understand how to ascertain who's credible and who's not. You're going to go by, well, he has more subscribers. I don't listen to somebody who doesn't show his face. Just completely mentally retarded logic. What you really do, and I think it's because the people are too stupid they don't have a chance of doing due diligence. What you do is you assess the credibility. First and foremost, I could have not done anything. Maybe I don't have the track record I have. Maybe I didn't predict the financial. Okay, let's assume I'm a Wall Street insider. That alone places me in a different universe from the YouTube grifters. I'm a Wall Street insider. Got it? And then you add on what I've done, my accomplishments. Probably the greatest call in the history of investments. The call on the financial crisis. It wasn't just one bet. If you analyze the material, you'll see it was amazing, several amazing bets, right? Several amazing bets, including my call, nailing the market bottom at 6,500 in the Dow. That's right. Not just on the day it made it, but I wrote it in a book. And I mentioned it a couple of times a year before, 6,500. So that material, that research that I did, forecasting the financial crisis, I mean, I can't imagine where there's a better call in the history of investing, because it had numerous bets based upon a thesis, right? So think about that for a second. Who the fuck are you going to listen to? You're not going to come across somebody like me ever again. Now you're going to come across people, media's going to tell you this guy's great and this guy's great. And they're going to say, well, because he did this and this and this. You don't have any evidence of it, do you? What's the evidence? Show me the goods. Show me the goods. You understand? So many people are brainwashed. Show me the evidence. It's kind of like these these trading gurus, these guys that claim they can make so much money trading. They can't produce the evidence. If you are claiming that you're a great trader and you've got the calls back and forth, right? You got to show all your calls, right? But of course, it's getting more sophisticated now because, as I've mentioned before, you can even actually now do live trading, and it can be fake. You can hook up. Trust me, you can hook it up. If you got your own servers, you can fake it all, and people don't even know it. Okay, you can fake anything on the internet. Anything on the internet. That's fact. Okay, that's fact. It's funny though. You think about it. You think about it for a second. All these people, okay, all these fraudsters out there, and getting back to Paul, he trusts all the value investors that he idolizes, Charlie Munger and a couple of other guys, and they believed in Alibaba, so he believes in Alibaba, right? Think about that. Think about that for a second. I actually warned people about Alibaba, specifically in 2017. I mean, I don't have time to go through all the material of my research because that's a full-time job. It's more than a full-time job. That would be a full-time job for me, who's done the research, right? Because I've done so much over the years. So sometimes, I come across stuff later on. Like, for instance, I forgot that I actually covered it. I knew I covered it a few times before, but I actually ran across something I did in 2017. I posted the video where I talked about and I did it, after that as well, several times after. I talked specifically about the Chinese shell companies, okay? And I used Alibaba as an example, okay? So my point is that that's a huge risk. You're dealing with a communist government. And let me just go ahead and tell you right now what you're not going to hear. You're not going to hear this. You're not going to hear a lot of stuff that I say anywhere else. Why? Well, once again, take a look at my track record. And you'll understand it's not because it's not true what I'm going to tell you. It's because I'm at the top. That's why you're not going to hear a lot of things I'm going to tell you, because I'm at the fucking top. Okay? That's the deal. And what I'm going to tell you is the following. Many of these stock markets outside of the Western world, they're not really legit. They're not really legitimate, depending upon what we're talking about. Okay? And I mentioned this many times in the past. You cannot have a stock market, a legitimate stock market in a communist country. I mean, think about it. You all know what communism is. You cannot own private property. You see, the government, the state, the people control the property. You cannot own private property. You cannot own businesses. You understand that, right? So how can you have a stock market? You can't. You see? And that's why China structured its stocks that way, right? As shell companies, basically, variable interest entities. That's why they did that. You see? That's the situation. So that was always a risk. That was always a risk. Now, and that's why, of course, I would never recommend a share, listed on China, mainland China, right? And now the situation with China and Hong Kong, even the H shares are starting to get, it's there's some things that are going to be going on. So my point is that that's a pretty basic risk. And then think about what we were going through geopolitically, right? The trade issue with China. And then Charlie Munger, like, how could he even think about Alibaba? Why would he do that? As I mentioned before, the guy was obviously senile. But, the little YouTube ninja, he says he's senile. Who is he? Well, guess who's the big swinging dick? Guess who knows more than Charlie fucking Munger? Everybody and their fucking mother on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to Charlie Munger. Yeah. Well, he's Alibaba. Yeah. And who was the one guy saying, you guys, you're fucking stupid. You're crazy. You don't understand the risks. Okay? You understand. Right? Right. You got it? Yet, it's like you got people, and the people on YouTube are so fucking stupid. And let me tell you, you listen to these fuckers, you're watching these YouTube, I just watch for entertainment. No. People say that about Jim Cramer too. You don't understand how the human brain works. You don't put dog shit in your mind because there are subconscious things you're not aware of. You stay away from dog shit or you're going to get burned. You understand? That's a fact. I'm telling you right now. If you don't have a competitive advantage, what's your competitive advantage? What? Oh, you listen to Meet Kevin? That's your competitive advantage into bankruptcy. Okay. If you don't have a competitive advantage, I'm telling you right now, everybody who's watching anybody on YouTube for any type of investment information, let me tell you right now, you will never beat the index. You have no fucking chance, ever. So you may not like me saying that. It may make you feel bad. I'm actually helping you. I'm helping your net worth. I'm helping you recapture the life you would have wasted spending tens of thousands of hours watching stupid bullshit content researching, studying, think you're going to beat the market. You're not going to. If you're going on YouTube thinking you're going to get information from somebody that you're going to do well, you're not going to. Okay? If you're doing that, you have no chance. You have zero chance. You have zero chance of doing well. Buy the S&P and forget it. See, the problem is that the crowd on YouTube is so stupid. I can show them a chart of an S&P ETF, VOO. And then I can show them a chart of VT, like a world index, and show you how terrible the performance has been of VT. And then I'll even explain why using my brilliant fucking research and knowledge that I've amassed over the years. And they'll still not believe me. That's how stupid they are. Okay? The time to be in the emerging markets was in the rearview mirror. Got it? I mentioned this on a stream a couple of years ago. I said, look, if you want international, what you do is you buy India. Okay? That's it. You buy India. And now people are starting to realize India. I've been in India for many years. Okay? And the worst thing is that you guys are not going to get anywhere, and you're empowering a bunch of frauds. All these people on YouTube with their channels are frauds. All of them. Now, some of them don't begin that way. Some of them don't begin that way. And I'm not talking about the financial genre. All of them begin that way. Every genre, even these travel people, they all become frauds. Why? Well, they start out, no, I want to show people I'm retired. I'm living the life, and I'm retired in Costa Rica, and I'm going to show you videos. And then what happens is that they start to make money. And then they realize, I got to get better content. I got to want to put what people want to see. And the money gets more and more and more. Okay. And they get infected. And they become like a drug addict. And the content starts to suffer. And the content becomes more clickbaity and more bullshitty. And then they get their young girlfriend or wife to pose in bikinis for clickbait. Folks, I know how it all works. I've been watching this shit for a long time. Okay? Every single person on YouTube who's monetizing their channel, selling ads on their channel, they're a scammer. They may not begin that way, but they end up that way. And that's the sad truth. That's the sad truth. These financial guys, investment guys, they're all scammers. And the sad thing is that the people that think that they're actually getting, because they're so ignorant, I'm learning. You're learning nothing. What are you learning that's going to compete against me? You fucking stupid. But you see, they don't know about me. They don't know. When you don't know jack shit, it's easy to impress you. You understand? If you're not learning top tier things that not a lot of people know, and getting skills not a whole lot of people have, and developing good judgment, forget it. You understand? None of these people on YouTube have a fucking clue. So the problem is that their audiences are fueling them, and their audiences are not, some of them, oh yeah, I'm doing well. Let's see where you are down the road. None of them are going to do well. None of them. And the problem is these people are the ones that are suffering. And they're building, they're enriching the channel members, the channel owners. It's shocking. It's remarkable to me. It's like one big joke. It's the biggest facade I can think of, other than Elon Musk's FSD delusions. Okay. It's a big facade. Now, a lot of people realize the real way you make money is you pretend, they practice talking. Oh, he's good at talking. Oh, well, yeah. Wow, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. They realize the real money is made pitching the game. You see? Pitching the game. You understand? It's one big scam. It's one huge scam. And there's many ways they fool people. Oh, look, he's transparent. He shows his portfolio. The transparency scam that I identified a few years ago. The transparency scam. That's what I call it. The transparency scam. Why do I call it that? Because it's a scam because the people who go out of their way to say, oh, look, I'm transparent. Folks, why is someone trying to convince you that they're transparent? They're conning you. They're conning you. There's no such thing as transparency on the internet. Okay? They're fooling people. You understand? They're fooling people. Oh, well, he's transparent. None of these people are transparent. They're all lying and cheating. Write it down. All different ways. Whether it's Sven Carlin, when he removes stocks from his little bullshit portfolio when they blow up, and if you talk about it, he deletes your comments. That's fact. Write it down. Or maybe it's Joseph Carlson who keeps adding money to his stocks and he doesn't tell you, right? So eventually he dollar cost averages himself into the green, right? And by the way, let me just mention, it's probably nobody on YouTube. I guess nobody knows how to really even assess performance. Here's how you do it, folks. Because the janitor boy does the same thing. You take a set pool of money at a certain period of time, and you say, okay, from this period of time to this period of time, what was the performance? Okay? That's how you measure performance. You don't basically, oh, look at my stocks. I mean, look, they're up 100% in 3 years. And yeah, okay, well, you kept adding money. You kept adding money. That's not realistic. You understand? You can't do it. You can't add money whenever you feel like it. And of course, that assumes, nobody's going to show the real evidence of their portfolios. They're all fucking liars. They're just fucking fake portfolios is what they are. Okay? They're YouTube portfolios. And a great example of someone with a transparency scam is Kevin Pathrath. He's going out of his way. Oh, look, here's my bank. Who would do that? Folks, anyone who would go out of their way to show, oh, see, look at this. They're trying to con you. Why would they? They're trying to they're conning you. It's obvious. And they're doing that. Why? Because it's not even real. It's fake. It's fake. And it's amazing to me, all these fucking jugheads on YouTube who pretend to have, oh yeah, I'm going to criticize Kevin. All they're doing is just giving him more fucking subscribers and views. Okay? Because they never really went after him. Oh yeah, he's bad. They don't go after him like they should. Because why? Because they're the same. They're the same. They're trying to climb the grifter ladder. You see? None of these guys ever come out and they just say, oh, well, he does have this much money. See, not a single time has ever heard anyone say, wait a second, I want to see the proof positive of his claims. These stupid idiots who pretend that they're against Kevin and these other fraudsters, they're actually on their side. Don't be fooled. It's a big circle jerk, folks. It's a big circle jerk. Okay? It's one big clusterfuck. I'm telling you right now. Something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. And It's going to take a few committed people. Okay. Because you can't rely on the audience of YouTube. It's going to, let me give you a little story here. Several years ago, when I was just completely annihilating the gold pumping scene, probably about 12 years ago or so. Actually, about 12, 13 years, 12 years ago. I was exposing all the bullshit, and came across, I can't remember how I came across it, but apparently there was somebody who, of course, because I've been banned from day one. The reason why I'm banned is because the truth is the worst thing they can face. You see, the truth, whether it's about gold or cryptos or whatever, you see. But I came across this person. I don't know who it was to this day, but apparently he was going on Alex Jones's websites, Prison Planet and InfoWars. And I think I may have come across it accidentally because Alex Jones actually stole some of my copyright protected articles. Didn't give me any credit. This was after he kind of barred me from his show because he found that I was warning people not to buy physical gold because it was the commissions were too high. But anyway, I think I was looking for articles, and I don't know, could have been something else. But I started to see somebody posting links to my articles about exposing gold, and they were just doing it like a madman, like every fucking day. I was laughing. It was funny. Trying to wake these people up because, of course, Alex Jones, big gold pumper, he's making all his money back then before he had all this penis potion and all this bullshit. He was pitching gold. You see, that's where he was making all the money. Pitching his boss, Ted Anderson, Midas Resources. That's what he was doing. So it was funny. So somebody was relentlessly spreading the word. You see, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a few people relentlessly doing that type of stuff to get the word out. You see, that's what it's going to take. And most people still aren't going to get it. But some people will be saved. You see, some people will be saved. I've been exposing all these fraudsters for a very long time. I know the story on a very large number of them. You just name the name. Whether it's, I know the full story on all these guys, and I know the angles they use. The big angle these days is that the doomsday guys, of course, anybody that's pitching doom, ultimately they're pitching gold. They're selling gold ads. Actually, let's go to this guy first. Chris Martenson. I exposed this fraudster liar many years ago. Wrote many articles about this guy. And complete liar. This guy lied about his credentials. He even claimed to predict the financial crisis. He's one of these guys. Oh, he sounds like a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's one of these guys who has got a PhD and he calls himself doctor. Folks, anyone who's not a medical doctor who calls himself doctor or puts PhD by their name, be very suspicious. That's a fucking huge red flag. Okay. He was before, and he's basically a shill for the establishment, he's been associated with groups that have been funded by the Rockefellers. His sheep don't even fucking know it. But he's pitching all this, the world's going to end, we're going to run out of food, all this bullshit. And, we're running out of resources. Buy gold. Okay. And then when COVID hit, he's coming out with all this COVID conspiracy nonsense. He wants to, so folks, you see, These con artists are always going to jump on the latest thing. That's what they do. They jump on the latest thing. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know any science. He never even worked. He never even worked in a lab. From based upon his business, his CV, and he started telling everybody. He started telling everybody back after the financial crisis, or before it, I guess, that he was the vice president of Pfizer. Of course, he won't talk about Pfizer these days, right? He was telling everyone he was the vice president of Pfizer. Okay. And he didn't say I was a Pfizer vice president. In other words, a lot of people don't realize that there's vice president. There's many vice presidents in companies, right? There's numerous, but he was sounding like he was the vice president. He wasn't a vice president at Pfizer. He's a complete liar, complete fraud. And so this guy, what he does, and he's trying to become a Robert Kiyosaki. He's gone on a boat tour with him, where they're pitching shit in Latin America, and the whole shebang. Complete fraudster. He knows who I am. He knows I've exposed him. Complete piece of trash. But he's one of these guys that's pitching the doom that the world's going to end. Buy gold, and buy canned food. Okay, just completely. People like this caused people that listen to him. They missed out on the greatest bull run we've ever had. I mean, if you count the longest bull market we came out of, ended with COVID. But then after that, I mean, the COVID recession lasted, just a few weeks, right? This is a guy, he's in the Peter Schiff crowd. His buddy, I want to show you, Adam Taggart, does the same thing. Taggart branched off. See, because what these guys do is he's got two channels now, Wealthy On and Thoughtful Money. Complete fraud. This guy's a fraud. Now, if you want to see the whole gang of con artists, doomsday charlatans, all you got to do is find one of these guys and check their channel and see who they interview. Oh, God, this girl, she's a fucking con. She was, and she still is kind of a fixture on CNBC. She gets interviewed, okay? Because, she's got the right name. She's got the right connections. And this girl was such a failure. She's got such a terrible fucking track record that now she's kind of having been laughed off the stage. She's kind of having to go to these guys. But let me take a look here. Let me see if his other channel. You can take a look at his scam website. He's got another channel, Wealthy On, does the same bullshit. So you can take a look at both these channels. And if you want to identify an army of con artists, okay, all you got to do is take a look at the channel. I guess, where's Wealthy On? Here we go. Yeah. See that? This is Chris Martin's business partner. So here's the pitch. Here's what they do. Not only do they get paid to pitch gold, the sponsors, the endorsements, but what they do, the big trick is that they scare you, telling you there's going to be a market crash, and they have all these guys, the Peter Schiff guys, and so they'll say, hey, if you want a portfolio review, click this. Or, we recommend these guys, and they get paid. You see, if you got a state license, an RIA, it's simple. All you got to do, you get a 1% commission. I could have done this a long time ago. I had people coming to me and asking me where they should invest, or, do I know any advisors? I could have gotten the license easily. I mean, I was licensed before, take the exam, and I get 1% of the assets. Okay. It's very dishonest what this piece of trash is doing. Let me show you here. Okay. Take a look. Worried about the market? Schedule your free portfolio review. You see? It makes it look like, wow, I mean, they're endorsed financial advisors. Oh, okay, wow. So if you trust this guy and you trust his content, well, it's his endorsement. You see how dishonest this is? He needs to tell people they're not really endorsed. He's getting paid money if you transfer assets to these guys. You see the scam there? You see that? So take a look now. You want to take a look and you can identify, I know I can. Now you're going to have some newer generation scammers here. I don't know a lot of these people, but I can tell you, I do know quite a few of them. I'm telling you right now, assume that every single person on this channel is a scam artist and or broken clock con man. Okay? Assume till proven otherwise. I'm telling you right now. I've been around long enough. I'm telling you, because they all pitch the same shit. All you got to do is take a look. Read the headlines. Just read it. Right? Interest rates going to go. All this bad news. Bear market. Interest rates go higher. Sell signal for stocks. Gold reaching higher. Stocks, you see that? Just take a look. It's all, scare, fear mongering, I'm scared. Right? Right? You understand? Complete horseshit. Identify one con artist, especially a guy that interviews these guys, and the whole channel is fucked. Everybody on here. And you're going to see these guys surface on similar channels, similar fear-mongering bullshit channels. Folks, I'm the fucking godfather of exposing this shit. I was exposing this shit 15 years ago. Okay? Because it's the same gold-pumping nonsense. Wealthy on his other channel, the same bullshit. Jim Rickards, complete fucking liar and fraudster con man. I mean, I know the deal on most of these people. And we have Scaramucci, fucking fraudster con man. Piece of trash. I mean, how is this guy not being investigated? Right? Dealing with Sam Bankman-Fried. And this Lynn Alden, I don't know if she wants to be called a he or a she or whatever. Basically, she's pumped out of Raoul Pal, cryptocurrency scam artist, another fraudster who claims, and you can tell him I said this because I know the fucking deal. This is fact. He's a fucking fraud. He claimed to predict the financial crisis. It's a complete fucking lie. See, here's the deal. All these fraudsters claiming all this shit, trying to steal my fucking thunder because nothing happens to them. They're enriching themselves, enriching their brand, making false claims. Why? Why not? What's going to happen to them? Right? You understand, folks? These motherfuckers need to be called out for the frauds that they are. You can just go ahead. I'm telling you right now, I'll guarantee you every single person on this channel, on these fear-mongering channels, and there's thousands of them, guaranteed. I mean, you might get someone who's just naive and stupid, who's not pitching their own scam, but the vast majority of these people got their own scam going on. Okay? I mean, let's not forget Scaramucci, right? The weasel looks like a weasel to me. This con man, he let Sam Bankman-Fried invest in his fund. He bought part of his fund. He was all in with FTX. We don't hear about that anymore, do we? Well, he's in the tribe. He wants to tell you, I'm an Italian. Yeah, okay. Just like Kevin O'Leary's Irish. Okay, whatever. You see? And by the way, speaking of that, I'd like you to take a close look. Here you go. Nouriel Roubini, another fucking con man. You take a look at who these, the people have another thing in common. Besides being cons and scammers and doomsday charlatans, they got another thing in common. And you know what that is. Isn't it a little strange how there's like a similar bloodline with all these cons? I mean, show me somebody who's not in that bloodline. You'll find one or two, I'm sure. So far, I haven't seen any that aren't. I can just tell you by looking. You understand? Folks, I've been observing this for a very long time, almost 2 decades. You're going to see the same thing. Okay? What's going on here? You know, Nigerian, this fucking fraud, tell him I said it. Nigerian, you're a fucking fraud. You're a con man. You're a scam artist. This piece of trash that's scamming people for years with little trading fucking companies, deceitful marketing practices. He scrubs all his shit. This guy was a paid whore for a crypto Ponzi scheme. See, John Nigerian didn't learn his lesson. I did a write-up and a video on this on my site. John Nigerian didn't learn his lesson when he was pitching, when he was spruiking John Caruso, the crypto king, who he invited to his Investitude. That was the company, Investitude. He since changed the name. Investitude. He invited to his conference in Vegas. Why? He was promoting the guy, the crypto king, because the crypto king paid Nigerian, right, to be promoted. And guess what? Turns out the crypto king was running a Ponzi scheme. And that means that Nigerian helped him. Nothing happened to Nigerian. Guess what? Nobody said anything. Nigerian didn't learn his lesson. He didn't learn his lesson because he was on his little trading. After that, of course, he changed his company from Investitude to Market Rebellion. He scratched everything. He removed all his Twitter accounts, his Twitter tweets with Caruso and all this shit. He erased all the evidence, by the way. Okay. He didn't learn his lesson. He was still pumping cryptos and crypto trading and all this shit. And what happens? He goes on CNBC like a day before and basically tells you, I'm in Voyager Digital, the day before Voyager fucking collapses. And that's why he finally got booted off CNBC. And now he's on Fox. Okay? Folks, I know the whole fucking shebang. I know the whole fucking shebang. In addition to being the top fucking investment analyst in the world, I know all these fucking frauds. I know the story. All this shit. So you think that it's difficult for me to spot the fraudsters on YouTube, the fake investment gurus? Are you fucking kidding me? I've already taken down the pros. Long time ago. Rick Rule. Let me tell you Rick's little story. Rick and Doug Casey and these guys, what they do is they take advantage of the stupid ass people. Most of these people that are gold bugs are just fucking dirt stupid. That's the reality. They're just dumb as rocks. And so they take advantage of their stupidity. How? First, they promote these guys, these lifetime con men like Doug Casey and several of these other guys. Oh, Doug Casey and Rick Rule believe in this company, this resource company. It's a great company. They've even bought shares. They own such and such. And it's obviously they're penny stocks. You have these guys on YouTube. You watch it. You'll see. They basically have created this legend, this urban legend that Doug Casey's a great investor and that Rick Rule's a great investor and they're worth all this money. So once the fucking idiots believe that, the penny stock promoters, they'll come out and make a video and tell you how Doug Casey and Rick Rule and all these other scammers, they bought this stock and you can buy it too. And of course, this ties into the gold pumping thing because they'll tell you, well, gold, the currency is going to collapse and you want to buy gold. And this is the way you can make a lot more money in gold because this is a penny stock. You can make a lot more money. You understand? So what happens is that they're not doing anything as far as I can see. I mean, you never know. But this pitch is not really illegal because they're basically telling you, hey, Doug Casey's he owns shares. So the idiots are saying, oh, okay, I'm going to buy shares. And so it's a pump and dump. Like the idiots buy and they raise the price. And I'm sure Doug Casey and all these guys, Eric Sprott, they dump it. You understand? That's what's going on with these guys. I already exposed this Lynn Alden. She's a fucking fraud. Complete fucking fraud. Has no experience at all in the professional markets. Oh, I saw research institutions. No, you fucking don't. You're a fraud just like your little buddy, Raoul Powell. Okay? I already exposed her. Go look on her LinkedIn. Look at her background. Nothing. She's pumped out because she's a fucking crypto pumper. Folks, nobody in the investment world that claims they're credible is going to ever endorse cryptocurrencies. If they do, they're a fraud. They're a scammer. Okay? Rubini is another guy who happens to be of the right background where he gets promoted by the media. He didn't predict the financial crisis. The media says that he did, make him worth more money, and then he gets to sell his firm and books and all this shit. You understand how it works, folks? You understand? You got it? None of these fuckers have 1/100th of my track record. Okay? If I got 1/1000th of the promo that these shysters have gotten based upon, my track record, I'd be a gazillionaire. So, you could just go down the list. Okay. I exposed the whole gold thing a long time ago. When Glenn Beck was pumping that shit, Gold Line, that fraud, Max Kaiser, duping people. This is the thing. Folks, there's so many stupid people in the world, and they're getting dumber by the day. The internet's made people really fucking stupid. It's amazing how many stupid people there are. It's amazing to me. But unfortunately, most of the world is stupid as fuck. This is why you have many people that follow career conmen and fraudsters like Max Kaiser and Alex Jones. Max Kaiser was pumping gold. He's a gold pumper. Why? He was selling gold coins for 50% higher than the spot price. I've got the evidence. I put it in one of my videos. Okay? The whole thing is basically these guys want to make money scaring you. Okay? The whole thing is, this is evil, this is bad, but I've got a solution. Buy my product. I can save you. Okay? That's what they do. That's the typical scam job right there. Right? Buy my product. This is all bad. Buy my product. I can save you. Fukushima. Oh my God. It's killing all the fish on the West Coast. I got special iodine potion for you to protect you. Remember that? Right? COVID. Oh my gosh. The vaccine, we had to get protected. I've got special whatever. Right? This is what these people do. Same thing with gold. Oh, the dollar's going to collapse. Buy gold. It's fucking stupid. It's complete fucking stupidity. Okay? And now you got these younger kids. I guess, I don't know, the expert scam, right? Folks, it takes an audience of stupid people to empower these frauds. That's the sad thing. And we're not just talking about the stupid people being young kids. There's a lot of older people that are stupid. I don't care what your IQ is. There's a different type of intelligence, okay? And it's sad. It's sad to see this stuff. I know this whole scene, all these fucking fraudsters, the whole shebang. That's it. We live in a scam nation. It's a scam world. It's, being a scammer is apparently okay. It's okay to scam people. And the YouTube crew, the YouTube FTX grifters, they proved that. Nothing happened to them. So they go on their merry way, continuing to fuck people, continuing to scam people. You see that? It's disgusting. A bunch of fucking frauds. Okay? Folks, the more you spread this shit and spread my name, the more eventually you understand how people are going to be pressured. You understand? You guys don't get it, do you? These motherfuckers are going to have to, confront my allegations if I get enough views. You understand? Because they're going to have a lot of people coming at them. Well, what do you say about this? He's coming. What do you say? You understand? They just ignore it. No views, doesn't matter. You understand? Every single person, until proven otherwise, every single person giving financial information, financial advice, whatever analysis on YouTube is a fraud until proven otherwise. I've seen nothing but fraudsters. Folks, if there's someone credible, are they going to be on YouTube? This is the thing that these kids don't fucking realize. So you got a top expert. Why are they on YouTube? What are they doing on YouTube? What? The problem is a lot of people don't even understand what it means to be an expert. Like, it's kind of like if you've never had an orgasm, you don't know what it is to experience one. Like someone can tell you, but you have no fucking clue. So you're oblivious as hell. You see? That's the problem with being ignorant. And I'll just go ahead and say this once again. Every single person who claims that they can teach people to trade and they've made all this money trading is a fucking liar and a fraud. Now, CoffeeZilla, the bogus detective guru guy, fake detective guru guy, if he would have had me on his show, that's exactly what I would have said. I would have come down hard. But once again, he had the phony Patrick Boyle, who lied about who he was, who actually was trying to day trade like the people that, he was supposed to criticize, which is fucking funny as hell. Every single person, you can tell them I said so. Tell them to come to me. They won't fucking come to me. They're scared. They're like, oh shit, we got a fucking big swinging dick. I'm like, oh, they're not going to try and pull one on me. They know I'm not fucking stupid. Every single person claiming that they can teach you how to trade, making all this money is a fraud. Okay? It can't be done. That's fact. It's impossible. There's no competitive advantage. What are they doing? How are they doing their trading? Like, what's their competitive advantage? Like, how are they going to out trade? Like, what are they doing to what's the skill? There's no fucking skill. Now, for me, if I'm doing a little trading here and there, I'm going to use I know technicals, I know market sentiment, I have a good understanding of what's going on in the economy, this and that. I use a lot of things. Right? That's different. But even myself, all that I know, I can guarantee you, as much as I know, okay, I'll guarantee you, I'm not going to be able to take $10,000 and turn it into $1 million in a year or 2 years trading. It's impossible. And this is where we talk about Tim Sykes, the master scammer, the master trade scammer. And you can fucking tell him I said so. You tell him to come to me. You tell him I said he's a fraud. He's a con man. He's running the biggest fucking scam on the internet. fake reviews, fake websites he controls, fake rating sites, all this shit. His little fake affiliates. They're all affiliates of his. They're all fakes. Oh, my millionaire students. My ass. They're all liars and scammers. Write it down. Okay? Now, I'm a fair guy. If you can, if someone's willing to come and show me based upon my rules that they really know how to trade and they can really make a lot of money, I'll come out and say it. So yeah, he does. Yeah. Okay. But folks, think about it. If there's someone out there like that, are they going to be wasting their fucking time on YouTube? Are they going to waste their time with your ass trying to sell your ass admission to their course, to their fucking chat room? Are you fucking kidding me? If they really were that good, people would be sending them tons of money to run a fucking fund. Okay? They don't exist. Trust me. They don't exist. You cannot trade for a living long term. Yeah, you can get lucky in a bull market here and there. Yeah, okay, you can trade if you have a ton of money already, right? Because you don't need to make a living every day. But of course, that's not what they're selling you is, oh, he doesn't need a whole lot of money. And the scam is, oh, well, you didn't do it because you didn't study enough. You got to watch more of my videos. Okay. Folks, I'm telling you, all these trading guru people are scammers. And now we're seeing the next wave. The next wave is these fake analyst guys. Oh, evaluation. Fucking idiots. And I sat there 2022, I remember all the market was collapsing. I'd already put out my call in my research beginning of the year to get out of the market. Okay. And I sat there. I didn't say anything on YouTube because I didn't want to rescue these kids. And what were they doing? Oh, they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Oh yeah, I just keep looking at my stocks. Oh, well, looking at Tesla. They have no fucking clue how the market works. They have no fucking idea what they're doing. Completely clueless. I'm telling you right now. Show me a single person that has a fucking clue. They're not on YouTube. They don't exist. They don't fucking exist. I'm telling you, folks, this is why you got to spread my shit. I'm telling you right now, you find that person. I'll go up live with them on a neutral platform. Okay? You're going to get people out there. They're going to show you all kinds of bogus shit because they know they can fool you. They can't fool me. You tell Tim fucking Sykes, oh, take my challenge. Okay, Tim, how about me? I'm not going to pay for your shit. Show me. If I can't, think about it. Oh, he was 18 and he took $10,000 and turned it into $2 million in 2 years. So, okay, he didn't know anything. He's just a kid. That means, me, the top investment analyst in the world, I don't know who else has made my calls. Who else has made my calls? There's no way there's anybody who's got my track record anywhere close to it. Guaranteed. First of all, take a look at my financial crisis track record. Then you're whittling it down to, gosh, there's almost no one left. And then what? My call on NVIDIA, Netflix, all my other calls, hundreds of amazing calls. I could go down. I could be talking about my track record for fucking months. My point is this. If I know all this stuff and I'm a Wall Street insider, then he took a kid from $10,000 to $2 million in a couple of years. Surely I can do that easily, right? If I invest in his course, right? I can tell you right now, folks, it can't be done. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's impossible. Do you understand that? Now, has anybody in the history of the world ever done it? Maybe. But that's absolute luck. If it's absolute luck, that means it's not reproducible. That means it's not teachable. You understand? But I can guarantee you one thing. Nobody that's pitching their fucking course or trading room has ever done it. That's why they're pitching their course in their trading room. Okay? No one can do well in only short-term trading as a strategy. Now, short-term trading can be beneficial sometimes, no doubt about it, as part of an overall strategy, depending upon the situation. No doubt about it. And understanding how to trade stocks can help you as a basic fundamental tool for position management and timing, right? No doubt about it. But we're talking about something completely different here. We're talking about day trading stocks. No one can do it and make money. Can a professional do it? Professionals can do it, of course, because they have resources that no one else has. I mean, you don't have a professional by himself. Professional is surrounded by other people, research, fast connections, many things, all types of stuff. Okay. But they're working, in the industry. They have things that they're not going to have outside of the industry. And they also have access to capital. You see? So, but you're talking about these fucking chumps. Okay? I'm just telling you, no one can do it. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. Okay? But you see people, it's kind of like these religious charlatans. It's like Joel Osteen, people selling hope. It's like Benny Hinn, right? They want to sell hope. People want hope. You cannot be conned if you're not greedy. Remember that. It's very difficult for you to be conned if you are not greedy. It's the greed that causes people to be conned. They want to believe. You understand? There's no way you can day trade and do well consistently over the long run. That's a fact. Now, once again, this is why it's important. I keep telling people the best thing you can do in your life as far as investing is actually pretty easy to do, because it just requires a little bit of effort. Okay? And that is the following. Learn my track record. Just learn the chapters there from the financial crisis. Study that. Understand, put that into perspective. Understand what else was out there. Who else wrote anything? When did they write it? Right? Understand the true power. Nobody came close to my forecasts. Not even remotely close. Once you understand my track record, you're going to get a feel for my credibility, and it's the highest. And that's important to convince yourself of that. Why? Because when I come out and tell you something, you're not going to question it. You're going to believe it because it's going to be true. You understand? So when I'm telling you that nobody can day trade, it's impossible. That's a fact. Write it down. Nobody can do it. First of all, it doesn't work. Just show me the results. Second of all, explain to me how it's possible. You cannot develop a competitive advantage that way. In fact, I mentioned before, actually, for someone like myself, it would really suck because I can't utilize any competitive advantage I may have. How am I going to utilize my understanding of the macroeconomic landscape, my understanding of valuations and market forecasting? How is that going to help me day trade? It's not. So I'm basically starting out just like some dipshit. We both know technical analysis. Who cares? That's nothing. That's not a competitive advantage. Nobody can day trade as an investment strategy and do well long term. Okay, can't do it. Now the thing is this. It's what I tell people. I always mention I provide one of the research areas I provide is commodities and futures and foreign currencies forecasting. And I tell them all the time. I mean, you can't tell people. I mean, people want to do what they want to do. But I tell them, listen, what you need to be doing is you need to not trade every day. You need to watch what's going on and be patient and wait for the big opportunity and jump on it. If you're trading that shit every day, you're going to just lose money. Okay? You have to wait. You have to monitor it and watch and wait. And then you jump on a trade. That's what you do. You see? If you're going to trade that stuff, because that's just all gambling. Futures and commodities, and you're at a disadvantage there with the brokers who are fucking you. And that's all, you know, that's just a fact. So what you got to do, if you don't trade that shit on a daily basis, you're going to lose. You're also going to lose because of the way the contracts, you know, the contango and all that shit. So what you got to do is you just got to, if you want to make money in that, because what lures people in that stuff is the leverage. Because, you know, once somebody gets hooked on futures trading, it's like a drug, because you can make a lot of money quickly because of the leverage, but you can also get your ass blasted. See? So what you do is you just wait for a big time move. Like, for instance, with oil. A couple of years ago when oil was really low, right? Or, you know, if you can sense the gold breakout like I did, right? You just have to follow it and be disciplined and not do anything. And so that you're making the highest probability trades. But you see, most people don't do that because they're addicted. And in terms of, you know, this is why if you want to trade, like, you can make a living trading stock. Sure you can, if you're already comfortable and you don't have to have the money daily or weekly. Because if you're knowledgeable and you understand what's going on, then you're going to be more selective about the trades that you make. You see? But then if you're doing that, you're missing out. You know, you're missing out on the big gains in the market, right? Oh, look, this premieres in 3 hours. Phil Rosen explains. Wow, Phil, nice hairstyle. Nice, I like your hair. You see? Folks, write it down. Tell all these guys, okay? You cannot day trade for a living. And this is where, of course, everything money, by the way, these fucking con artists, not only does Paul have no idea what he's talking about with investing, he has no fucking clue. And it's 8 pillars bullshit. His little software, it's a complete fucking scam. It's an absolute fucking scam. This guy is steering people down the fucking drain. Not only that, but as I pointed out, of course, I'm the first person to have exposed them. Then all these little fucking YouTube minions follow me. Oh, a bunch of fucking idiots on YouTube. Bunch of fucking losers. disgusting fucking grifters. And they all pretend like that they're not there. Oh, I'm exposing this guy. No, you're just you're selling ads. You're selling your shit. You're a fucking grifter. Just shut up. Not only is he scamming people, selling him his bullshit, giving them a false sense of security, and they blow the fuck up. But they're also like luring in newbies. See the videos I showed of them before in the past? They have video titles like, well, let's take a look. What's dollar cost averaging? What's an IRA? How to get started investing, right? And then the same audience, what do they do? They try and teach them how to day trade and short stocks. What? Like, I would never. I mean, first of all, I'm qualified to come out and teach people how to short stocks. But, like, I don't do that. Even in my special sessions of like where people are more advanced, I don't come out and tell them to short a stock. I mentioned like it might be a short candidate, but I don't do that. Why? Because shorting a stock, you have to have a specific skill and understand what's going on, unless the case where you think it's going to zero. Like when I put it in a book to short all these subprimes and Fannie and Freddie. I knew the shit was all that was going to zero. Okay. Banks, all that shit. I knew it. Okay. I mean, put it in a book. Greatest call in the history of investing. That's right. You got it, folks. If you need to hear it from the media, you're not going to hear it. You're going to hear bullshit from them. It's fact. Somebody show me a better call that was ever made than my call, my whole prediction of the financial crisis. Okay. Like my PhD, like thesis analysis, even predicting 2 years in advance, the bottom in the market, the exact bottom. I put it in a book. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm a fucking living legend. I mean, I'm not bragging, by the way. I'm not bragging. You know why? I'm broadcasting. There's a difference. Bragging is telling everybody something that they already know. Broadcasting means you're informing people because they don't know. You understand the difference, right? There's a big difference. And of course, all these fucking YouTube scammers, their heroes, Cathie Wood. Okay. And of course, they'll like trash her, when her stocks crash, but they get all their ideas from her. Okay. And they don't even realize she's a fraud. She's a con artist and she's fucking clueless. She's absolutely fucking clueless. Okay. She has no idea what she's talking about. Of course, it's like all these doomsday people, these broken clocks, Peter Schiff, Jim Rogers, Harry Dent. Nobody would know who they are if the media didn't promote them. It's the media's fault. You understand? Cathie Wood is being promoted by the media. Okay? They're the problem. They're the ones causing you to lose money. You're listening to the media. Meanwhile, they want to tell you every time something Michael Burry says, Michael Burry didn't predict the financial crisis. He can't even eat my fucking stale lunch. Okay? He didn't. He made a bet. That's all he did. And his track record sucks. He's a broken clock clown. And all these guys, they want to talk about Michael Burry, right? They want to talk about all these guys. And they don't know the real deal. The best of all these guys currently living, at least for now, is Warren Buffett. Okay? But even Buffett has there's a lot of issues with Buffett that you're not going to hear about. I'm not going to get into. Okay? You see? But you see, that it's all about making these guys superheroes. That's what the media does. So you'll line up when they have to say, oh, what does he say? Right? I mean, just go ahead and take a look. how to short stocks. And they actually encourage these newbies that they're recruiting to short stocks. Like, why would you teach newbies about shorting stocks? Why? You understand. And day trading. They promote day trading. How to make money shorting. I mean, these guys don't even know they're spruiking a completely fraudulent concept of fundamental analysis. That's Paul and their 8 pillars, complete scam. And then they want to tell you they're going to teach you how to short stocks, make money shorting stocks. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the same guy who shorted NVIDIA. What a fucking idiot. Anybody that listens to these guys, they deserve what they're going to get, and it's not going to be money. It's going to be lost money. Now that we're going through the, let's take a look at Meet Kevin. What's this fraudster up to? What's the scammer up to here? I mean, who would watch this guy? Complete dildo. Piece of garbage. He's a pathological liar. He's a fraud. Kevin is a fraud. He's a scam artist. He's a liar. He's a piece of garbage. It's that simple. His mentors are Peter Schiff and Robert Kiyosaki, by the way. He wants to be just like them. You all know this, right? Meet Parasite. Meet Parasite. You know, it's funny about commodities. Let me tell you a little story here about commodities. You know, Jim Rogers. I exposed Jim Rogers, absolute fucking con man. I'm not going to get into it. I exposed this guy a long time ago. And I'm the only person apparently who knows the scam behind Jim Rogers, the lie behind Jim Rogers. But it's funny because I'm not so sure the guy knows anything, because he's supposed to be like the commodities expert, right? And the amazing thing is that Jim Rogers always tell you, well, I don't know anything about technical analysis. I'm not good at timing. I mean, how can you be supposed to be an expert in commodities if you don't know anything about technical analysis and you're not good at timing? Like, commodities, it's all technicals. That's all it is. It's technicals and little news bits. It's absolutely technicals. It's trading. You can't invest in commodities. It's trading by definition, because the contracts expire. They're short-term contracts. You understand? Commodities is all trading. It's very much speculation. But Jim Rogers says he doesn't understand technical analysis and he's not good at timing. So how is he a commodities expert? By the way. See, it's all a mirage. It's all a big lie. And it's part of the lie to make you think that he's an expert in this, because why? Because Jim Rogers launched some commodities ETFs in his name about 10, 12 years ago that all collapsed, by the way. You see, the media builds up Jim Rogers as an investing legend. Jim Rogers benefits. He gets to sell stupid, useless books that don't teach you nothing. You invest in his garbage funds that blow up. He makes money that way on speaking appearances because he's a media celebrity now. And then the media makes money because of the legend, the urban legend of Jim Rogers. Every time you hear, oh, Jim Rogers is going to be interviewed. Oh, well, I want to make money. You understand how it works. I wrote about this in the preface of the Wall Street Investment Bible, how they create Superman. It's the Warren Buffett effect, how they make Warren Buffett to be much greater than he really is. Because then what happens is that once they build this superstar, it's kind of like the media does this. This is a Hollywood thing. You know, Britney Spears, right? Taylor Swift, right? This is what they do. They build somebody up, and each party makes money. So that the next time they write an article about the person or they interview them, you line up. You want to watch it, you want to read it, guess what? They sell you ads, advertisement, advertisement, advertisement. You understand? That's why they build up these people. At the same time, many of these people that they build up, most of them are complete contrarian indicators. And that's done in order to screw the audience, to create dumb money for Wall Street. Okay? You see, the more dumb money the media creates, the more valuable the ad spots are. You see? You understand? I've explained this over and over again. People don't seem to get it. If the financial media has Peter Schiff on every day, people listen to this guy, they're going to lose their ass. They're going to blow up. They're going to lose their money. I mean, that's just take a look. It's the track record's there. Okay? Harry Dent, same thing. Jim Rogers, same thing. Jim Rickards, you go down the list. Jim Cramer. The more people like this they have on the show, the more people the audience blow up. And the audience doesn't really know. They don't really understand why they made this investment, because they have so many inputs coming, right? This is why it's bad to have like impulsive shit hitting you all the time. You don't want that. You want a disciplined approach where you have actual research that's consistently going over stuff. Not, well, today we're going to talk about this. Oh, today, you understand? That's a recipe for financial ruin, guaranteed. So when the media has these contrarian indicators and the audience listens to them and they lose their money, at some point the audience says, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm in trouble. I mean, I can't go on like this. I need help. And so they see a commercial for Merrill Lynch. Ka-ching, boom. You understand? So those ad spots become more valuable. CNBC, Fox, they can charge more money for those ad spots because their content has created a bigger demand for those companies. The clever thing, though, is to make sure that the audience doesn't realize you're fucking them. You see? Nobody knows the financial media better than me. Because remember, these are the cocksuckers that banned me from day one for no reason other than trying to help you people avoid the financial crisis and make a lot of money. That's what I try to do. Selflessly. Didn't have a business behind it. I tried to do the right thing. Okay? And I got completely banned, sidelined, and they promoted fraudsters instead of me. Con men instead of me. And even to this day, virtually nobody knows about me. This is what happened to me. I was discriminated against because I didn't have the right last name. Okay? That's the bottom line. That's why I point out who's in the media, what's going on here. You understand? People don't get it. This is the fucking truth. This is what happened. People don't even know, man. Like I said, show me a person, go to anybody, and you tell them. Say, oh, no, you can't trade. Go to this guy. He guarantees you're a fraud. He doesn't even know you. Prove, you have to pass this guy's test. You pass this guy's test, okay. If you don't want to do that, you're a fraud. Because he says it's impossible. It's impossible to do well day trading. Okay? It's impossible. Now, the only exception to that is where these guys, what they do is they have a lot of people in their little trading room and they front run. You see? That's the scam. They will actually front run the stocks. And what they do is they trade penny stocks. This is why if you put them in a controlled setting, right? Say, well, watch my chat room here. First of all, you can fake live trades if you have your own servers. I told you that. Second of all, even if you don't fake the live trades, if they have their little fucking minions there, right, that they're directing, they're already buying the stock before these guys before they tell them to buy it. It's just a pump and dump. You understand? They're getting the suckers that are paying them for subscription fees to pump their stocks up, and then they sell them at the top. That's very common for some of these bigger trading scammers. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even realize this. Listen, nobody has a system. I don't have a system. Show me someone who's accomplished what I have accomplished in the investment world as an analyst. There might be somebody, but it doesn't even matter. Clearly, I'm one of the very top in the world. Okay. And even myself, I don't have a system. You can't have this. It's too complex. It's like trying to model the climate. It's impossible, which is one reason why the climate change is a scam. It's a complete lie. There's too many variables involved. There's no system. There's certain things you can do. There's certain things that help. There's certain things that, but there's no like systematic thing that I can teach somebody. I mean, if it existed, I'd put it in a bottle and fucking sell it and become a trillionaire doing nothing. Right? Nobody has a system. That's a lie. Okay? That's a complete fucking lie. Oh, I got a trading system. Oh, I got this. No, you don't. Okay? If I don't have a system, if I can't figure out a system, nobody can. Okay? There's things that I know that can help people without a doubt. But at the end of the day, no matter what you learn from me or some other expert, you're going to have a different take because you're going to have to react and respond on your own. You're going to interpret things differently, right? You're going to have a different judgment, you see? So, it's just amazing. Day trading was never a lucrative situation except for the people selling that myth. But these days, tell me how somebody has even a remote fucking chance of making money day trading consistently when you have all these fucking quant funds and all these hedge funds that are paying for order flow and they're front running everybody. Are you fucking kidding me? You have zero fucking chance. Zero fucking chance. Okay? Zero. Once again, I want to tell you guys, go out there and find somebody on YouTube. Go in all these trading people. You tell them about me. Say, hey, really? Well, why don't you go to this guy and see if he I'll listen. I'll spend my time for free. I won't charge him any money for my analysis. Show me their stuff. Let's see. Okay. Right? They won't do it. They won't do it. I've done it before. I've actually said, hey, you know what? Let me take a look at your system. I'll give you an honest rating. Yeah. Well, they know who I am. I mean, hell, I don't even think I need to tell them about my track record. Just the fact that I'm a Wall Street insider, I think they're going to run scared. You see? Because who do you think that they're marketing to? They're marketing to retail sheep. You see? Find a person who will show me their stuff and have me analyze it and have me rate their situation. And they won't do it. If you can't find a person like that, that should be your. If they don't agree, then they're a liar. They're a fraud. It's that simple. It's that simple. Listen, if I find somebody, I'll tell you. It doesn't exist. Okay. Doesn't exist. And likewise with these YouTube scammers, okay, nobody out there has a fucking clue on YouTube how to value stocks. They have no fucking idea. Not only that, but there's a big disconnect oftentimes between valuation and stock price. Okay? They've never worked in the market. They don't understand how the market fucking works. taking a fucking course in undergrad business school doesn't make you an expert. Having an MBA or PhD doesn't make you an expert. Okay? If you haven't worked in the market for a long time and or learned a lot through somebody working at a fund, you're not going to have a chance of knowing shit. And I say a chance because just because you have doesn't mean you know shit. And this is why, of course, Tom Nash is probably the biggest fraud on YouTube, because he actually came out and made false credentials. He made up lies about his credentials. And you had the CoffeeZilla boy who built his channel. CoffeeZilla is a fake guru creator. He's a fake guru promoter. That's what he is. Not only did he create Tom Nash's career on YouTube, the fraud, Tom Nash, he also sells advertisements for scammers, CoffeeZilla does, on his videos. Right? You see? Right? Folks, once again, if they're selling ads on their channel, they're scammers. I'm telling you. Once again, some people say, oh, well, gosh, this guy's a nice guy. He's not. I'm telling you, some of these people, the financial channel, they're all scammers, but even at different genres. Some of the people, they start out innocent, and then the money takes over. These days, just about everybody and their fucking grandmother is intentionally getting on YouTube as a business. I'm telling you, they see it as a business. And what does that mean? Say, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is that you got to understand they're looking for clicks and views. That's what it's about. It's for getting the most people to subscribe to their channel and view their videos. Nothing else matters. You understand? Folks, I've been saying this for more than 15 years. Ad-based content is a scam. Advertisement-based content that's tied to advertisements, is going to screw you. Everybody, especially these young kids, they think they can get stuff for free. The free stuff is the most deadly stuff. That's the most dangerous stuff because you think it's free. It's not. There's a back door. Okay? You're being exploited. There's nothing free. You're better to pay for something. That way you know the relationship between the provider. It's between the provider and you, right? You're the customer. They want to service you. They want to make sure you're happy. When you're getting something for free, somebody in the back door is paying for that. And that means they want something from you. Okay? Facebook is a great example. You know, people don't stop to think, wait a second, how's this company earning, 200 billion, 300 billion in revenues? What's going on? How's that possible? Facebook is free. But how are they earning hundreds of billions of dollars in revenues? They're fucking you. They're stealing your data and they're selling it. It's not free. The damage it's causing people is you can't put a price tag on it because you're talking about potentially wiping people out with identity theft and many other things. And by the way, social media last year, the scams from social media were, I think, close to $2 billion. We're not even talking about people suffering from identity theft. Okay. Folks, Kevin needs to be held accountable. All these people, if they have a large following and they're a scammer, all that needs to happen is people to contact the FTC, call in a complaint. Somebody needs to make some websites. make some websites. Like that one guy, some guy that made a website about the nomad capitalist. Right? Somebody needs to make a website of Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin is a scam. Tell us your story. Contact us, and we will, fill out a form, and we can have him sued. Maybe. I mean, I knew this guy was a scam artist from like in the beginning, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And I guess it's removed. I don't know. Because this guy, because he got in bed with Peter Schiff and all these doomsday guys. It's complete. The guy's is absolute fraud. No doubt about it. And it's just shocking how stupid people are. But folks, this is why the scammers go on YouTube. It's easy money. People, it's the biggest audience of dipshits in the world. What person, like, why would you go to some kid who doesn't even have a college degree and pay him 50 grand, 60 grand to get you a passport in another country? I mean, are you serious? Go to an international attorney. Go to an attorney that does immigration, that has connections. That's who you go. You go through an attorney, a credible attorney, okay? Or if you don't want to pay the money at all, what you do is you just go on a search and you find out online what countries are it's easy to get a visa, the golden visa. It's very, Greece, Turkey, Portugal, some of the Caribbean islands, right? That's it. It's that simple. That's all. They've got requirements. Matter of fact, you can even get you all know that you can get an investment visa in America for $800,000. You don't pay $800,000, you invest it. Do you all know that? If you invest $800,000, you can get an investment visa in America, which gets you basically like residency. Okay? Which is pretty scary. Many countries you just buy a house. Some countries you invest in their bond market. That's it. Why would anybody? I mean, pay $50,000. The guy's a total fucking fraud. Okay, but it's a typical YouTube scammer. You've got tens of thousands of guys like him. They're all. I'm telling you, YouTube is a scam portal. I'm telling you. It's not just the financial genre, folks. It's all over the place. Okay. YouTube needs to be shut down.